6 years ago today, the last known Holocaust survivor sentenced to a concentration camp for his sexuality died at the age of 98. Hi there, I'm Bruce Tedder and you're watching Today in LGBT History. Rudolf Brazda was born in Germany to Czech parents. His father was a coal miner who died in a work accident when Rudolf was just a young boy. Though homosexuality was technically a crime in Germany before Hitler rose to power, under something called paragraph 175, it wasn't widely enforced. Rudolf was able to live openly with his partner. He subletted a room from a Jehovah's Witness lady who apparently had no problem with his sexuality. He had gay friends and he was open at work as well. Very soon after the Nazis came to power in the 1930s, life became very difficult for a gay man in Germany. Generally, lesbians were spared the horrors of the Nazi regime because paragraph 175 only outlawed homosexual acts between men. In 1934, a special unit of the Gestapo was set up to find and arrest homosexuals. They set up a network of informants, raided meeting places, and seized address books in hopes of finding other people to arrest. If none of that worked, they would torture the people that they arrested in hopes that they would name everyone that they knew. Then the people that they named were arrested and the process started all over again. Rudolf Brazda was one of the people caught up in this. During his trials, love letters and poems were presented as the evidence against him. He was sentenced to prison twice, and in August of 1942 he was sent to the Buchenwald concentration camp. There he was one of the 650 men forced to wear pink triangles on their uniform. Now, if you're not familiar with a pink triangle, you should be. All concentration camp victims were forced to wear a triangle on their uniform. The color of the triangle was used to identify why the person was in prison. Jews had 2 yellow triangles inverted to make a star. Communists wore upside down red triangles. Romani men forced to wear brown triangles, and gay men, of course, forced to wear pink triangles. The pink triangle was originally meant as to shame the person who was wearing it, but it's since been reclaimed by the LGBT community. Today it's a symbol, an international symbol of gay rights and gay pride. There is estimated to have been up to 1.2 million homosexuals in Germany under the Nazi regime. Perhaps more than 100,000 of them were arrested, and 10 to 15,000 were sent to concentration camps. There they were forced to do hard labor under the most horrendous conditions. And they may have even been the lucky ones. Along with many other Holocaust victims, many gay men were experimented on by Nazi doctors. Many were castrated and others were forced to receive hormones in an attempt to convert them to heterosexuality. When the Allied army liberated Buchenwald in 1945, Rudolf was set free. However, this wasn't a fate shared by many gay men who were in concentration camps. Many were just moved from their concentration camp into normal prisons. In 1957, the Supreme Court ruled that those arrested by the Nazis under charges of homosexuality were legitimately incarcerated. They were criminals until 1969. Even until recently, the German government has withheld monetary compensation that they awarded to other Holocaust victims. After the war, Rudolf met Eddie Mayer, who had become his lifelong partner. The two lived openly in France until 2003 when Eddie passed away. On August 3, 2011, Rudolf Brazda passed away at the old age of 98. He was cremated and his ashes were placed next to Eddie's. Before his death, a researcher asked Rudolf if he had any life lessons that he wanted to share. Despite the horrors that he had experienced in his life, he merely replied that God gave me the gift of a homosexual life. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today in LGBT History. If you learned something, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe for a lot more videos like this. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have any more content coming out until next week, but check back on Monday and see me right back here.